How old was I when I started playing?
Okay. How old were you when you started playing music?
I was 9 years old. It was the year 1986, and myself and my bassist from Nightshade, that was my first band I was in, we used to sit around and watch the Headbangers Ball on Saturday nights back when MTV still played music, and we were kind of nerdy kids that that were not social butterflies by any stretch of the imagination, and we said to ourselves, what better way to make ourselves be cool and to have a good time than to start a heavy metal band. So when I started, you look at my drum kit now, and my drum kit back then was really funny by comparison. I had my brother had given me his Ludwig snare drum, which was by far the best piece of equipment I had at the time, snare drum and stand. And then the middle school gave me this old concert bass drum. It was like a 32-inch bass drum, that stood up to here, And so I had those two pieces. I had taken some bongo drums that I had gotten for my birthday. I didn't even have real toms. And I took the bongo heads off and put regular drum heads on them. And so that was my toms. And then my mom and dad had gotten me these. They were basically just colored sheet metal cymbals that I think Dixon was the brand that they were. And I had a hi-hat and a crash, and that was my drum kit when I started. And then John Carpenter would play his bass guitar through like a home speakers, and that was our very, very humble beginnings back in 1986.
How many bands have you been in?
I've been mainly in four different, well, I'd say five, I'm sorry. Five main different bands. Nightshade was my first band, and I was in it for about 10 years the first time that I was in it, and then I was in it again years later for about another 6 years. And then when I was in Fort Collins, I was in two bands. One called the Porcelain Dolls, which was a very, very black metal kind of band, and the other one was called Tenebrious, which was a female fronted, really soft kind of thing in comparison. And then of course was the two bands I've been in here, which were Becky and the Noise, which was really, really the most mellow music I've ever played, and then of course the Nocturnicon. So 5 main bands all together.
How long have you been in the Nocturnicon?
I've been a member of the Nocturnicon for about 5 years now. Me and Doug Peck are the only two original guys still left in the group. I think our current lineup is the best lineup we've ever had. Very diverse musically, a lot of talent in it. I'm very, very lucky to be a part of that.
I've been to quite a few concerts, and including the Battle of Old Wyoming, but I was unfortunately unavailable to be able to go to this last one at Copper's Corner.
Yes.
How did you think that went?
I think that was a very, very good show of ours. Where we had lineup changes in the guitar section, from Davey and Kellen to Mark and Joe, I was a bit concerned about how they would do, since it was really their first time out on their own, but they really did really, really great. And looking forward to our next concert, which will be Saturday, March 19th at Shocktoberfest with Occam's Electric Razor, and of course the girls from Burlesque, so I'm very excited about that.
Okay. What else? I don't know what else to talk about. What?
Why are you lying in the back?
Oh, I don't know how to phrase the question.
What did you do before you got into bands?
Okay. What did you do for fun before you got into music?
Well, I've been in music for so long that it's kind of hard to, my downtime is usually, spent watching movies, playing video games, that sort of stuff. I like to kind of, when I have downtime, I kind of like to escape, and not think about, bands and music and everything. That's what I kind of do in my downtime. But before that, I was so young that, it was basically, playing with Transformers and He-Man and that sort of thing, because I was really still a child when I started music. So that's about the scope of my recreation.
What would you say is your favorite song that you guys have?
Oh, that the Nocturnicon has? Yeah. I would probably have to say my favorite song that we have done thus far is the title track to the album, and that's The Fellowship of Valor. Because, it's about that brotherhood and us standing together and standing together against overwhelming odds. And it's also the last song that we always play, usually. So to me, it's the core of what the Nocturnicon is about, and that's about family and brotherhood and going against the grain and going against all odds.
Okay. One random question. Where were you born?
Well, I was born originally in Huntington, West Virginia. That's where I'm originally from. I didn't stay over there for long. Huntington is right across the river from the town that I grew up in, which was Ashland, Kentucky. My biological parents had me when they were very, very young. They had a lot of problems, and I was adopted by my great aunt and uncle when I was around 5, going on 6 years old. And then after that, I was in Ashland, Kentucky until I left there to come to Fort Collins in 1999.
How long have you lived in Laramie?
I've lived in Laramie for about 5 years now. I wish it was a little bit warmer and, there were a little more options as far as jobs go, but I've had a lot of good times in Laramie, especially with the Nocturnicon, met a lot of amazing people. A lot of our fellow bands are really, really good around here, and it's been a really enjoyable experience.
Do you have any ideas on what is to be expected for the next concert, like in song-wise?
I know our set list will be mostly the same that it was at Copper's Corner. However, if anybody who caught the Copper's Corner show knows, we did one new song, which is Victim of the Acid Bath Vampire, which is about the acid bath vampire. If you keep up on your serial killers, that's what that song's about. We did play it at Copper's Corner, and we're going to play it again at Shocktoberfest. So that's a brand new song. We're also going to be working on a song that Joe Garfield has come up with called The Truth and Lies, and we may, depending on how things go, we may debut that one as well at this concert. So.
Okay, so a question that I've been waiting to ask for a long time. When is the album coming out?
Well, due to the aforementioned lineup changes, it has postponed us a little bit. The actions of our last departing guitarist, some equipment was damaged. We have got our new piece of equipment in to replace it, and I'd say we'll resume the recording schedule within the next couple weeks, and hopefully, have it for a summer release.
Sounds like a good plan. That's about all the questions I have.
All right. Again, you can catch us Saturday, March 19th at Shocktoberfest. We're playing with Occam's Electric Razor, and we're playing with Succubus Sally, Iron Angel, and Niconis from the burlesque troupe here in town. It's going to be a great show. The show's 18 and up. It's $5. You get your choice of a brat or 2 German sliders from Shocktoberfest, and we hope to see you all there. And thanks to Jessica Flynn for the interview.
Alright. Well, that is the lovely life of Aaron Lebrun, and we'll be seeing you later.